My dear students, Jiminy Cricket offered Pinocchio some advice. Always let your conscience be your guide. But the Ten Commandments in our Torah portion tell us that conscience is not always trustworthy. Our society emphasizes autonomy. What we think is right according to our conscience is the correct way to behave. We declare that no one knows better than we do what is good for us, and that moral choices are private matters. We are ethical worlds unto ourselves. There are almost as many goods as there are people. When we affirm that it is wrong to commit adultery, what we are really saying is that it is wrong, in my opinion, to commit adultery. If another person agrees with us, well, then we share the same opinion. If another person disagrees, he cannot, in any meaningful way, be said to be morally wrong, since everything is equally valid, and no standard is better than any other. Morality is reduced to personal outlook and individual preference. Slavery may be right, genocide may be right, terrorism may be right, because I believe them to be right. You are free to disagree, but please do not interfere with my autonomy, and do not impose your moral outlook upon me. After all, if my conscience tells me one thing, and yours tells you another, who is to say that your conscience is superior to mine? My conscience instructs me to bomb a clinic where abortions are performed. Who are you to say that is wrong? And so it is increasingly difficult to speak about good as such, the human good, the common good in which we all share. Unless one is obedient to God's commandments, he will follow the fluctuating dictates of society, the fickle promptings of his own heart. He may bounce from one belief in right and wrong to another of his choosing, depending on the situation. The book of Proverbs says it well. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. But an act is not unacceptable because I disapprove of it. It is unacceptable because God prohibits it. Either we accept the moral authority and spiritual sanctions, which determine human behavior across the ages, or we will claim that our own definition of right and wrong should prevail over God's eternal truth. But it is highly possible that our consciences can make incorrect and even harmful judgments. George Bernard Shaw wrote, "There is nothing more dangerous than the conscience of a bigot." Conscience is not a reliable guide. We are not here to define what is moral and immoral. We are not here to bend the rules to suit ourselves. And so, to paraphrase Jiminy Cricket, always let your conscience be your God. Shabbat Shalom.